And welcome everybody, it's Dan, hope you're well today, and welcome to the Marketing and Sales Show. So today's Tuesday the 16th of November, and in this session today I want to talk about how you know whether it's time to start running Facebook ads. Certainly for a lot of our clients, they have a mixture of types of content that they produce. Sometimes it's just pure organic content, depending where they are. And then sometimes they want to actually move over to running Facebook ads. And so the differentiator between the two is that if you've already got an audience that's a decent size, then you can just run organic content. And after you've run organic content for a while, you use the money from those sales to move over to Facebook ads. But the organic content is really for people who already know who you are. The other type of content, the Facebook ads, Google, YouTube, of which we do all of that, is really for people who don't know who you are. And so there's a different dynamic about what you should be pushing out on social media through paid advertising than just running it through organic content. Because if you're running it through organic content, these people already know who you are, okay? Whereas people who are just seeing your Facebook ads for the very, very first time, they've got no idea who you are. They don't trust you, they don't like you, they don't know you. You're not credible. And so when you start running Facebook ads, you've got to start running campaigns that are going to make these people like you. Not make them, but hopefully they'll like you. They get to know you, they get to trust you, they get to know that you become credible over a period of time. And as we mentioned in yesterday's session, too many people are trying to make the sale straight off a Facebook ad, and we don't think that that's the right way of doing it. That's not to say that you can't sell off a Facebook ad, but generally not your first one. Unless it's a transaction of some kind, like someone's buying a phone and it's a transactional type event. Whereas for most consultative type sales, it's something you've got to build up to over time. So with that in mind, let's run through how do you know whether it's time to start running Facebook ads. And so let me just move my little arrow down here. The first one is about how feasible is your business. And so what I mean by this, I'll give you an example. We had a strategy call and this chap does wills, and I'm like, how much money do you make on a will? And it's like 60 quid, 70 quid for a luxury one, like £120. I don't know what a luxury will looks like, by the way, but a lot of more intense, a lot more one-on-one help and that kind of thing. I don't think it comes in a red velvet envelope or anything like that, but I'm like, okay, so, think about this. How much money are you going to be spending on Facebook ads? And then obviously there's our management fee that's involved in that. And it just wasn't feasible. His business it could only grow so far, and that was really through organic content. And that was really only if he's going to do the organic content. As soon as he starts paying somebody else to start running organic content, that's just not going to fly because it's just too expensive. And so really, it's not really a feasible business. And it's a shame. I think it's sad. People go into this open-minded, and I think that's great, of course. But then no one's actually sat with them in real life and gone through what the numbers actually are. How many clients do you need to just sell? If you're spending £1,000 a month on Facebook ads, including management and on the ads, how many of those wills do you need to sell? So 1,000, just for revenue point of view, you need to sell 16 a month. Now that might be doable, okay? And what's the margin on £60? And it might be 40, okay? In which case, what is that? No, I can't do the maths. My maths is dreadful. £1,000 divided by 40 quid is 25. Now, can you sell 25 a month? It's one a day. I'd say that's pretty tough going in wills. Honestly, I would say that's pretty tough going. I know everybody should have one. Everybody, and you're right, everybody should have one. But realistically, how many people have got a will? Have you got a will? I've got a will. But have you got one? And have your friends got one? And most people haven't. It's like cryptocurrency. How many people do you actually know who's actually physically got, not that you can physically have cryptocurrency, but virtually got cryptocurrency in a wallet or through Coinbase? Not that many. I know people talk about it, but not many. Everybody should, but not many people have. And even those people who talk about it haven't got any because they've not yet pulled the trigger on that. So is your business feasible? And if it's not feasible, what are you doing? What are you doing in this particular business? And there are different businesses that you could go towards that have got much, much higher margin. One of the reasons why we run a digital marketing agency is because the margins are much higher. I mean, I say that all the money goes on paying staff. to come up at the level. And actually employing directly Facebook ad experts is bloody expensive. I'll tell you right now. If you think that's cheap, got another thing coming. It's really expensive, but it's, because we've got a number of clients and we can cover it and it's fine. And as we're growing and we're taking on more clients, we can take on more Facebook ad experts that enable us to grow our business, but it's high margin. But if you're selling something that's high margin but low value, you're going to sell an awful lot of them. And so that's the bit that bothers me. And so when we talk about how feasible is your business, it all comes down to, is it something that you've already made money on? And so this is a big thing that worries me, is that sometimes we get people and they come on and say, yeah, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and I need a website, I'm going to go all in, and I'm going to make this work. And my question is, have you actually run this business before? And they go, no. Have you generated any income yet? No. But when I will, it's going to fly. Right, okay. How about this? How about you go generate some income first? And then when you generate some income, because people do this all the time, they go, but if I only had Facebook ads, then I'd generate income. And it's like, no. Your income isn't determined by a Facebook ad. You can grow your income with Facebook ads. But if you can't generate a cash flow from your business without running Facebook ads, I don't think you've got a business. And obviously that's quite upsetting for some people to hear, because we've kind of just poo-pooed their dream. We see people in some of the business buying groups and they're saying, I need £10,000. And I'm like, okay, what do you need 10 grand for? Stock. Okay. Have you sold anything yet? No, I've not sold anything. Well, I've got no stock to sell something. Okay. So why do you need to buy 10 grand's worth of stock? To get the discounts. So if you're buying, 1,000 units, and it's normally £12, but I can get it for 10. But if I buy 1,000, well, what are you doing? What are you selling them at? 20. Right, so just buy 10 units and sell them 10 units and use that money to buy the next bit. No, you don't understand. I don't want to do that. I want to go all in. And it's like, do you know what? We've been around this block a lot of times, and it is a recipe for failure, and it bothers the living heck out of me. Can you tell? That's why we get so passionate about this. One of the reasons why we're here to help as many people as possible. We've made the same mistakes too, by the way. I don't want to make those mistakes again, and not more importantly, but as equally important, I don't want other people to make those mistakes too. We want to fast track people beyond this, but sometimes it means that we've got to have difficult conversations.